at last year being
Okay,
a reopener.
okay.
Um. So, and as we typically have in our wage articles, visiting temporary and people that are non-reappointed or dismissed would not be eligible for wage increases. That's the standard language that we've had. And to resolve everything else, for Article, we TA'd Article 1, but we would like to go back and make a tweak to it. We have updated Article 29 to reflect the new dates for the span of this contract. And we would have status quo for the grievance article with the disclaimer about the snapback in case the prohibition, the law, is struck or changed. The same thing we agreed to for dues deduction. We would just put that in the grievance and arbitration article. So I know it's in litigation in the event that the court finds that that statutory prohibition against arbitration is not legal. We would just go back to having the language we have now. And we would have status quo on Article 6. And that's it. We have a contract. All the other increases that we've already put on the table having to do with promotion and we would still put all of those in. All of those enhancements and increases would still go into this contract.
Should I respond?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so let me get this clear, exactly what you're proposing. Shortly after the contract is ratified, there would be a $2,000 lump sum.
Yes.
And then in August, there would be a 2.5% base raise for eligible faculty.
Yeah, merit.
And then in August 27, there would be a 2% raise for eligible faculty. And then there would be reopeners for August 28th and August 29th.
Right.
Okay. Before moving on to the other articles, the one thing that does strike me is that in previous bargaining, we had been discussing 2% raise for 25 of for 2025 and 2026. I don't know if this is stepping back from that.
The university hasn't had 25, 26 increases at the table for a while because it'd be retroactive. The bonus is sort of intended to get money in faculty's pockets now with the recognition that we didn't have an increase over the last year as we were negotiating. So that's sort of why that's framed that way.
Okay. Okay, I
don't believe the unions, you have to go back and look. I don't know that the union's last proposal even had a 25, 26 increase anymore, did it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the reason why I'm asking is that the usual explanation for having a relatively low salary increase compared to an expressed need, such as the need presented by President Lee Mayhem at the faculty senate meeting, is usually because there are restrictions on the finances. I was just wondering if the university anticipates greater restrictions on its finances that make it unable to address the problems that the president described.
Our understanding is that this is kind of all in. This is what we can afford.
So this is a result. So your proposal actually is a result of what you anticipate the financial status of the university is going to be
for next year or the year after that.
And this is not much lower than, or any lower than previous contracts.
Well, the reason I'm asking that is because we've been bargaining for some time now, and one of the major issues has been the inflationary spike during the pandemic. And there have been a number of other industries in which that inflationary spike has been addressed by more dramatic salary increases. And so I was just wondering why it was not being addressed. There was no proposal to address them here at USF.
Well, what we're doing is 2,000, 2.5%, and 2% between now and August 7th, 2027. So that's, some of it's non-recurring. 2,000 is non-recurring, but it's 2,000 plus 4.5%.
Okay.
The next 2 years.
Less than the next year and a half.
Year and a half.
Within the next year and a half,
Yeah.
2,000, 2.5%, 2%.
Between now and
And
August 7th, 2027. So that's April, May, June, July, August. It's like 17 months.
And just a reminder, this is all in addition also to 1% discretionary. So there are going to be faculty who potentially over the next 18 months are seeing 5.5%, 6.5% increases. In
Yeah,
addition to
And
this.
also
And the increases in
the promotion bonus raises, which have not been increased.
And the summer cap
And the summer
waiver,
cap.
those are all still, we're just talking about the new proposal with 23, but the rest we're leaving.
Okay.
And this is what the language would look like for the reopener.
And
So-
again, with the possibility of.
So this would be,
This is the duration clause.
so this would be this is essentially a contract for 26-29.
Yeah, you could say that, yes. And this is,
So that would be the label of the contract, the
Yeah,
collective bargaining agreement,
it's a 3-year
26-29.
it's a 3-year agreement, right? And it would run through 28-29, with 28-29 having a wage reopener.
Mhm.
And then this is the tweak to Article 1 on recognition that I talked about.
Okay, is there language for the reopener?
This is the language for the reopener. This is the one.
Mhm. Where is the language reopener?
At the top of Article 29.
Top of what article? Top of Article 29. So so salaries would be subject, wouldn't they also be subject to renegotiation in 27, 28?
No,
No, we give
The
you have
third
2%
year.
then.
The 27, 28.
So this would be for raise in 28.
Right.
Yes.
28, 29.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about, so this would,
There's an increase on August 7th, 2027.
yeah, but but the thing is that if the contract runs through 29,
Yeah,
then when is the raise for 28 bargained?
it's 2027.
2027. So this would actually be 27, 28.
No. It's bargained 27 for 28, 20.
Yeah, but if it's bargained during 27, 28, shouldn't it be renegotiation?
That's for
This is
the
not-
new contract. That's not a reopener.
Okay, so where is the reopener?
This
It
is,
says-
this is the language we've used for reopeners in the past. That we don't know that we set a date for when we have to begin negotiations on a reopener,
Yeah.
but it's open for a reopener.
It's the sentence,
This,
it's a sentence, Article 23 salary shall be subject to renegotiation in year 3, 2028, 2029.
Yeah, but
Agreement.
but the thing is that if we're talking about bargaining a raise that occurs in August of 28, we're not going to be bargaining that during 28, 29.
No, we're gonna
So,
be bargaining in 27, 28.
so shouldn't the language in 29 say that the reopener is bargained, there's a reopener bargain 27, 28?
Well, that's not really how you say it. You say it's open in 28, 29. And then it's bargained before then, but we're not putting in like the dates when we sit down and bargain, we're putting in that that third year is subject to being negotiated.
Might be a
Okay,
little clearer if you use the word for instead of in year three. Making
Yeah.
that sentence.
I think we could do that.
mhm. Okay, so your proposal then is that it's a bonus of 2,000 after the contract is ratified, 2.5% this August, 2% next August, reopener for the 3rd August.
Correct.
Okay,
You got it.
okay.
got it.
Are there any
And all
questions about
the,
20?
and everything else that we agreed to.
Okay, anything else on 23?
And 1% discretion.
1%,
Yes,
yeah.
they want
okay.
ADI.
Well, yeah, well, we'll agree to ADI, provided we can get things lined up, but, unions sort of like to have, money distributed according to, reasonably defined rules. Any questions on 23?
That's pretty clear. I
Okay.
think we need a caucus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's going on? We caucus?
Yeah, we're gonna caucus.
Management fee. Managers.
Main Street will be mad to go.
Yeah.
Crashing me, which is so unprofessional, it's so not like we, and he stopped doing that.
He got hold of Madeline. Chris, you got hold of Madeline?
I typed as Madeline, and I just said we are ready.
Okay. Well, that's Mandy.
Oh, Mandy, I think Madeline, unless one of us typed it, I think Madeline said, yeah. And would you like us to come back? And so I just responded, there we go.
That's enthusiastic.
Yeah. I'm like, and my feeling is she probably would have gone along with it. Without anything. So.
I'm gonna go, you can go, if you want to go.
But she's talking about better.
Yeah, well, it's a proceeding plan around it, so the first thing we do is dig over. This is the same proposal that you presented to us last time.
Okay.
Did you press record?
This is what
Okay.
I'm letting it, no.
Okay.
This is the first few
Well,
minutes.
welcome back. Thank you. We're trying to go chronologically. Get some sanity to life.
Be good.
So we have eight. We want a TA on that. That's your eight.
Okay.
We want to thank everybody who hung around for your loyalty and your tenacity.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay,
You sign, I sign.
all right. Well, we each get a copy. Well, we're supposed to.
Father once asked me, are you proud of your signature? Because it's such a rotten signature.
I have the rottenest signature at the table and I'm proud of it. And I was actually taught how to write cursive. Just can't do it anymore. But we're supposed to initial every page?
I'm going to, yeah,
Okay.
because there's changes in a lot of those pages.
Should we initial every page then?
No. That might be a good idea. Especially since, the code that produces these successive contracts has become a sort of archaeological site. I promised Steve that I would actually fix that, and I haven't gotten around to it because it was so much. One is tempted to tell AI to fix it, but one would not want to do it. The alternative is actually plowing through all of the plain text and dealing it with by hand.
Prepare a copy, Mike.
Yeah.
You keep that.
Yeah. All right, so I keep this.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, one down.
Yeah.
One down.
Then your Article 1, we really would prefer to keep the original Article 1. Notice that it says, subject to the same limit time applicable to public comment on the board's operating procedure as well. Presidents have more leeway than that. We prefer to keep it the same, but
Yeah, we've RTA'd it. I think we didn't want to read about it.
All right, well, why don't we park one from and go to the next thing?
yeah. Yeah, what is it, Article 29,
Oh, this one.
23?
Okay.
Yeah, on 23, we'll get back to you on that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And the next one is, we need to see the language on number 20. So this is,
20. So this is 20. So this is the 20 that we currently have. It has all the language in it on arbitration. We didn't strike through any of that. Not the full authority, the process, all of that. The only change is on page 5, lines 1 through 9, where we say that there is the provision that exists in 101.741 for the statutes that prohibits certain kinds of arbitrations, and that in the event that that provision is struck or enjoined by a court or amended by the legislature, everything would just
Okay.
snap back into place.
Okay.
so in particular, you do not like the fact-finding panel.
No, we don't think, I think we're entering into some confusing and complicated territory with doing all of that. I think we should just wait and see what the court does. I'm told that by representatives of the United Faculty of Florida, they're confident that it's going to be struck, so.
We are confident that it's going to be struck. The question is when the courts will get around to it.
Well,
So,
we have to wait for that.
Right.
So we'll take this under consideration.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. And so I think, doesn't that mean that we also have to get back to them on 29?
29 goes with 23, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I think next is Article 6. And Karen, I'm going to distribute copies of Article 6 and the other article, and the floor is yours. I'm afraid that your speaker is not that strong.
Okay. So since you gave us a new Article 6 proposal last time, I worked on it. And there were a couple of things that we decided to change. And one of the first things was under 6.2, we searched other contracts in Florida and outside of Florida and noticed that a lot of these contracts inserted pregnancy as one of the protected classes. So we thought that was a really good idea to protect our female faculty members. And then you already struck all that sexual harassment stuff. So we thought that was a good idea because, I mean, sexual harassment has to go to Title IX anyways. You wanted all grievances that are non-sexual harassment to go to use USF policy 0.007. And we don't agree with that because a lot of faculty, as we've stated before, do not trust HR. They believe that HR works for USF and not faculty. And we are afraid as UFF, if we were to accept a policy that everything has to follow policy 0.0-007, that we would get faculty who are too afraid to file discrimination claims other than sexual harassment. So that's the new status of what we are proposing under Article 6. Do you have any questions or comments?
Well, that's for your consideration.
Does anybody have any questions?
Wasn't this 6.4? Parties agree to discuss. Okay, I see you crossed out appoint and retain women to discourage discrimination against women in
Yes.
minorities.
It's for your consideration.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Thank
And
you.
then the next thing we did is because we still talk a lot with faculty and the concerns have not diminished about bullying. And what we did here, we basically, since we took into consideration the arguments you made, especially Michael, last time, that Article 6 is basically only referring to protected classes, whereas anybody can be bullied, whether they are protected, a protected class or not. So here again, we went out and we did a lot of research, and there are quite a number of universities out there who actually by now have policies against bullying. We were very happy to see that. And so we used language that we found from university policies, but also unions that have in the meantime adopted in their CBAs bullying. And we start out with the statement of intent. Okay. And I'm not going to read that to you because I mean, that's a little bit too much to read. But policy, we define workplace bullying, generally repeated behavior directed toward an employee or group of employees that is abusive and takes one of the following forms. So it's verbal abuse, behaviors perceived as threatening, intimidating, or humiliating, work sabotage, or some combination of the above. And research has shown, and that's what we also see in a lot of policy statements that universities have posted online, as well as CBAs, workplace bullying harms, intimidates, offends, degrades, or humiliates an employees. Workplace bullying can cause physical, psychological, and emotional harm to employees, interferes with the educational and work environments, resulting in increased absenteeism, turnover, and decreased productivity. And then we followed some guidelines that suggested that any contract that is worth its paper should include key examples, and that's what we did. So key examples of workplace bullying of employees by individuals in supervisory position include, but not limited to, and here it gives verbal abuse, intimidation, such as yelling, swearing, insulting, or using threatening gestures. Performance sabotage, we're giving more specific examples here too. Undermining and credit theft, that has happened too. Social exclusion, harassment and rumors, here we give specific examples. And then for the purpose of this contract, we define mobbing, a group of supervisors ganging up on one individual. And yes, that has happened before. And then we basically follow Article 6 with the access to documents and the grievance procedures. And I'll be happy, or we are happy, to answer any questions you might have.
I guess this is a new article you're proposing?
Yes.
We're proposing a new article, yeah.
Okay, and so I have a number of questions. So first of all, there's nothing in here about employees bullying students, because there are.
Yeah, but we're talking about the CBA.
Right, but their
CBA
CBA
outlines-
has rights and responsibilities for faculty.
Yeah, but that's not what a CBA is. A CBA is a contract between you, the managers, and us, the faculty.
Right, and
It
we, the
doesn't really,
managers.
you have university policies if we as faculty members were to bully students. That really does not belong in a CBA. That's not the purpose of the CBA.
But that would also be for faculty abuse, bullying, and I'm using that word vaguely because I'm not quite sure what it means. Bullying other faculty, is that in
No, sorry, Steve, for interrupting you, but we as the union do not handle faculty on faculty conflict. We as a union only handle faculty administration conflicts. So why would we put faculty to faculty conflicts in the contract?
Because my concern is that this will prevent supervisors from addressing bullying faculty to faculty or faculty to students. And I'm concerned about some of this vague language, like I don't really know what icing out means. A group of supervisors ganging up on one individual. So if a supervisor reprimands a faculty member for bullying a student, let's say, and that supervisor agrees with it, and that supervisor agrees with it, is that supervisors ganging up on one individual?
Well, first of all, the university hopefully has a policy for faculty, how to deal with faculty who are bullying students, do you?
Yeah, but that's my point, that.
Well, but that has nothing to do with the contract.
Right, but my
If you
point
have
is
an
that.
investigation, because a faculty member allegedly bullied a student, then you go through that process and you probably have a decision-making, you are probably going to investigate, you are probably going to interview witnesses, and then you come to a conclusion whether bullying has occurred or not occurred. That has nothing to do with the CBA. That is something between between the university, the student, and the faculty member. That has nothing to do with the union. Absolutely nothing. So the CBA is a contract between you and us, and we are basically like, and you're not going to like my language here, but I tell my faculty usually that we don't deal with faculty on faculty conflict. We can't do that. The CBA does not allow us to do that. What the CBA allows us to do is try to protect faculty from administrative overreach. So these things that you are talking about do not belong in the contract because we as a union have no power over this.
My concern is that this prevents the administrators from addressing those issues. Because the administrator is going to be called the bully when in fact they're trying to address other bullying.
Yeah, but that's why we then would, if you are afraid that we might faculty members say, oh yeah, these administrators have ganged up against me and they're bullying me now, I mean, there would be an investigation. I mean, that's what we do in a grievance.
But it has to be documented.
Yeah.
I mean, every grievance presumably provides documentation for whatever the faculty member is grieving. And this is really the policy, the new article only focuses on individuals in supervisory positions. So,
So, and social exclusion, so if a supervisor invites 5 faculty members to dinner and not 3 others, is that social exclusion? I guess I'm trying to get at what some of this, and again, I don't know what icing out means, and I don't know what ganging up. I mean, I know how they can be used, but
Icing out, well, actually, it is in the dictionary, but it means that you are preventing somebody from participating in something. You're icing them out. You prevent them from joining.
We're dealing here with interpersonal relationships. Is that what you're raising?
I guess that's my question.
I do want to at least point out here. I think both parties
Yes.
had an aspiration to have an agreement by the end of March, and that was something that the union proposed and we signed off on. And at the time, it was, let's just negotiate wages. Let's do status quo everything and negotiate wages. And we were open to that. And since we've signed it, we've got the Article 23 that we presented today is our best effort to try to get an agreement by the end of March, like we all wanted to do. We're happy to continue to negotiate in good faith for 2 more years if you'd like to look at new articles like workplace bullying. We're really trying to get to an agreement. And we're trying to get increases to faculty by this academic year.
Yeah,
There's a time constraint that we see. If you don't, that's fine. I just wanted to point that out. I want to make sure everybody's on the same page of what the expectations are and what the aspirations are. Maybe I'm not correct and things have changed since we signed the document, and that's fine.
We've been trying to get bullying in this contract for quite some time, and you have resisted, even though we had, unfortunately, a faculty suicide. And our faculty members are very, very saddened by that, and a lot of them are still very outraged. So we've been trying to put bullying into the contract for quite some time because it is important to our faculty members. And considering how many universities in the meantime have policies on bullying, this is something that is being addressed across the country. So it's really hard for faculty to understand why USF administration is resisting this.
But this isn't, you said a policy on bullying or a CBA?
Well, we have more and more universities, not in Florida, of course, but we have more and more unions having contracts that are ratified that address bullying. I mean, it is a huge issue in the workplace.
the only reason why this was triggered was because you pointed to 007 as covering everything, when indeed it doesn't. I think the point also is the university itself doesn't have good enough policies to stop bullying. 007 is really very legalistic, it's very limited. It pretty much only focuses on protected classes, but it doesn't protect
Yeah.
people outside legal protected classes. So even if this doesn't go this time around, I would like legal to look at 007 and to think about that and think about the fact that there isn't a strong enough anti-bullying policy throughout the university to protect employees.
But the policy then to be for students.
Yeah, that's fine, but again, the language right now in 007 is inadequate.
Okay, so I'm confused. You've given us this proposal in Article 6 that takes out the language on sex harassment. And you've included in this proposed bullying provision a bullet point on harassment. So is it my understanding then that by deleting the reference to sex harassment, that you're gonna push it into here because it's much more important to cover bullying than sex harassment? Is that where you're coming from?
No, the last time when USF gave us their counter proposal to Article 6, it was actually USF that struck out sexual harassment. The whole thing, if I'm sure that your colleagues can give you, but the whole sexual harassment, Part B, sexual harassment from in your documents, it goes from line 23 on page 1 all the way to line 34 on page 2 was struck out by your team, Olga.
Okay, but Karen, your team just handed us a version that had it stricken out too. That's why I asked the question.
Well, we basically struck it out because we accepted that from you. You basically indicated to us by striking that in your last proposal that you didn't believe that it should be in Article 6, and we agree with that. So we basically just adopted it. But then we made some changes in, so we basically added under protected class pregnancy, we adopted or accepted that you're striking sexual harassment because we believe that Article 6, the way it was written, focuses so much on sexual harassment that it overshadows all other types of discrimination. And since sexual harassment has to, by federal law, go to Title IX, we were of the opinion that that would be sufficient and agree with you. We didn't touch what you did. I mean, you didn't touch access to documents. We didn't touch access to documents. In consultation, you struck it. We kind of wordsmithed it a little bit. And then what the grievance procedure, we have a difference of opinion here. So if it's sexual harassment, fine, it just goes to Title IX. But we do not want all other types of harassment or discrimination be dealt with by USF with policy 0-007 because our faculty members have come to us over time, over and over again, and they do not want to deal with HR. And we are afraid if we adopt your language in that we will not have faculty
You're
come forward anymore.
They're publishing.
And here I'm
Okay.
going, right now, I'm going through the document that
Karen,
you gave us
Karen,
last
they're
time.
leaving to caucus.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Thank you. Well, I was looking at the document. I didn't see that.
okay. I guess we mute that.
It's Mike.
I think it's on.
Mike is muted.
Okay.
Just to make sure, I know when you cover over it, sometimes
His
Yes.
point is on target. They're trying to focus on getting us a contract.
Well, thing is,
There's some frustration there.
well,
Sorry.
the thing is that if he had responded in 23 the way Moaz hinted they would, we would be TAing a lot of stuff today, and we would have very quickly resolved a whole bunch of stuff. This is,
Yeah.
I don't think Craig actually understands the dynamics of what's going on. And the fact is that we still have 6 and F, which is probably something to get through quickly. They have reserved their time up to 4 o'clock to, although we have the room until 5. But my feeling is that they should have anticipated this.
So is this being
Really
recorded,
should
by
have
the way?
anticipated.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're being unreasonable on 23. Well, we're going to talk about all the other things they're being unreasonable about too.
Well, we'll try to schedule that March 27th meeting.
Yeah, that's what we have to
And to
do
let
with
them
it.
know we want to meet more frequently to meet the end of
Yeah.
March deadline or as early as possible in
Yeah.
April. I mean,
Yeah, we want to
we
get
don't
this,
want them to think that we're stalling, but we still have things to work.
especially after Moaz hinted that we're stalling at the faculty senate meeting.
And I would say if they come back with this, so, everything was supposed to be status quo, well, they've introduced Article 1 revisions, they've introduced, so maybe remind them of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
later.
On the
Essentially,
other
at the
hand,
very
I think
beginning,
we do need to be mindful of, is there a way for us to get through this expeditiously?
Right, right.
Yeah, because
We're down with
I mean,
Yeah.
Arthur has been harping on this from the moment we walked in the door.
Yeah.
We need to get a contract.
We need to get a
He's
contract,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
and this is delaying us.
Yeah, incidentally, Angelita, the status quo except for 23 is what Karen proposed over a year ago.
But still,
We have-
they are perceiving this as slowing us down. They're saying, look, we're trying to get you a contract
So,
with finances.
yeah.
So let's.
Well,
focus on
it
the
is indeed
finances.
true. We made that offer, TA everything except salaries. And I think we should seriously entertain doing exactly that. I mean, hang on to the gains we've gotten so far.
well, we've
And
gotten.
We should consider it.
Well, the thing is that what the 6 we have to propose is exactly what they have just rejected with number 20. Do we want to present, 9? Do we want to present 9 and F today or?
No,
At
what
this
we want to
point.
present is the fact that we want to consider that. We're gonna have a meeting, on
On
the
the
27th. We want to meet with them on the 27th.
Okay, so
If
when they come
possible.
back, if they have any sense, they'll say they're going to think about it. And then we propose
Yeah.
meeting on the 27th. And if they say they can't meet on the 27th, we say, I swear to God, my inclination is say we can meet on the 27th. And I'm sure Gerard can meet on the 27th.
Well, let's see.
What
But I
is
regard
the-
this as not very good.
No. Well, I think that them rejecting 23 essentially opened the door to everything else.
That's not the point. The point is they came in with an expectation that we would focus on the income. We were set to have a meeting on the 27th on a town hall and a meeting with them. We didn't say that to them. So they don't know what our
The
intention
thing is, if they thought that we were going to be focusing on the finances,
Yes,
that is exactly what's happening. We're
They-
focused on
they don't know that.
But then-
Come
He
in.
just presented.
I think they're here. Yeah, it's long.
They don't know that.
Well, all right.
Yeah, HR left it locked.
Oh.
Yeah. I have no idea how to lock. I have a key which opens it. And so. Okay.
We seem to be talking a little bit past each other.
Yeah.
And that's not very healthy.
Well, I think, when we go back on, I'll try to get us back on track.
Good. Because we expect to have a meeting on the 27th at Town Hall. And we're hoping to have a meeting with you after that. Because we want to consider all your financial proposals. I don't think we can make a decision among us right now, but we respect the fact that you come up with something. And particularly I'm listening to what you said, that focus should be on the finances. So we hope to be able to meet with you on the 27th at 2:00.
No, that's their town hall.
Well, no,
Oh,
No, 27th is off. That's our, the 27th, right? That's a listening tour for the 3 to 4.
We could make
Make it earlier.
We can make a town hall.
We could try to get together at 1.
We could, no, that's silly. We can make a town hall at 10, then meet with you at noon.
Yes.
So go from 10 to 12.
Yes. And then meet with them at noon.
It's a busy day.
Okay.
We have to be flexible.
Yeah, well, but we
Yeah,
have
could you-
chairs development. in the
How
morning,
do you look?
Targeting the early day.
It's a quick turn.
Is that the faculty listening circuit?
Well, you can tell the powers that be that you've earned your keep.
Faculty.
Are we back on?
Is Olga?
Well, we're recording, but it's going to be, we're going to have the naughty stuff edited out.
Naughty stuff.
10 to
You know,
1,
caucus and
to
stuff like that.
12
So,
is what we.
10 to 12
Yeah,
for a
10 to
town
12,
hall.
27?
That's when you guys have yours. The town.
No, the union meets at noon.
No. We're
What?
gonna have the town hall at 10 to 12
Oh,
and then meet with you at noon.
yeah, we
That's our
would,
proposal.
Steve said it was, the town hall was going to be at noon during the
Well,
chapter.
we
meeting.
we can change, we
We
can
have to
change,
change that.
why don't we change that, but we want to have the bargaining session.
Bargaining is.
And then we
is
can-
more
and then we-
critical.
Yeah, and then we talk to Steve about moving the town hall to, based on where the bargaining session is, but the
Yes.
bargaining session is the higher priority.
It is.
And I think that wanna have a word in CGF, I think need to wait until 1.
I didn't quite hear you.
Madeline, if all else fails, I can ask Central Space for Source 145. It's about, I am not kidding. I am not kidding.
What?
I am not kidding.
Let's try more conducive place.
Source 145 is perfectly, is just as
Yeah,
good as
better
this
than
one.
We know this.
It's been by
Okay,
nineteen
so,
1995 to 2022, the social sciences building office.
all right, just to, let me try to recap and bring some clarity so you know what you're bringing to the town hall.
Yes.
So we have provided today a modified wage proposal.
Yes.
That stretches over a couple of years and that is more expansive than anything we've brought to the table before. And we understand you need to take that to town hall for
Correct.
consideration. We appreciate that you would do that. You have asked for we asked for language change in Article 1. You have expressed that
Some
you do
concern.
not like picking that up. We'll go along with you on that, so we can withdraw
Thank you.
our proposal today on Article 1 as you go forward. We have received your Article 6 on discrimination given us today. We're good with Article 6 with those changes. And so this is sort of a package that's developing, Article 1, Article 6, Article 23. We've given you an Article 20 today that is clean, current status quo with the language on the snapback in case the law changes. So we have that. And I think, the duration is what it is. I think it has that's how there was a suggestion for a change in that today to say for 2029 instead of in. We can go along with that too. I have, as a lawyer to contract negotiator, I have a real problem with trying to legislate conduct, like this language on workplace bullying, in light of the fact that, we also have academic freedom, where people should be robustly disagreeing with one another if they have to, and not feel as if they have to adhere to some tight code of manners. Everyone should be collegial and professional. And if someone steps beyond those limits of collegiality or professionalism, we know that, and we handle that the way we handle that, right? We handle it interpersonally, we handled it collegially. If it has to go to discipline or something like that, it rises up to that. If it has to go to someone complaining or filing a grievance, it goes to that. But we're just not going to be able to add this into the collective bargaining agreement. So that's the package going forward.
Okay. I'm hearing what you said. I want to thank you.
Absolutely.
That's why we're responding.
Well, to be fair, you said it first, so.
Yes. It's good to hear it coming back from you. Okay, so we've got ourselves a change of our timing. Town hall at 10 and meeting with you at noon.
No, that wasn't what we agreed on.
Yeah, it is.
We
I
agree.
thought we were gonna bargain at 10.
No,
No,
Oh.
What,
Oh, okay, sorry, I got it backwards.
you got it
Okay.
back.
So we're gonna have our town hall at 10 and then
Yes.
bargaining at noon.
we're gonna have to, yeah, we are having bargaining at noon and we're gonna consult with Steve about the town hall.
I thought, okay, so the town
Yeah,
hall hasn't
yeah.
been determined quite
We
yet.
will have to talk, and then we're gonna talk to Central Space and, all that kind of.
I got
And
it,
that you always have.
but for sure bargaining at noon on the
Critical
27th.
thing is bargaining at noon.
Okay,
And then we're gonna settle all our problems.
27 and 20, right?
Yeah.
23 and
23.
23.
Okay, Steve,
Say
can
again.
we exchange email, electronic copies of our proposals?
Yes.
Okay, I will send you electronic copies of ours and you can send me electronic. copies.
We TA.
Everything that we put on the table, I'm gonna
I'll
put
get,
scans.
I
of-
know,
I'm
I
gonna
know,
put-
I'll let you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put scans of 8 on, online, but, the other ones that, we have not TA'd, but we put on the table.
Yeah.
We can.
It's 1/6/2023, 29.
yeah, I don't. We have a
Okay.
question from one of our members here.
Yeah, what's this question?
No, it's.
No, so didn't we also have, so last time I know we presented 9 and F, but the documents weren't working.
Yeah, well, do you want to deal with 9 and F today or?
No.
Okay,
No. It's enough.
okay.
I was just, okay.
No, there's enough. That's enough.
All right,
We
I think we're making
apologize.
progress.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
we've made progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks and I don't know if you have do you have a spring? Well, how many of you guys actually have spring break?
Yeah.
Bring your blue pen, so.
Well, you know what? The students have spring break. We don't have
Yeah,
spring
we
break,
agree.
but the students have spring.
Oh,